Hello guys! In this video I'm going to show you how to organize your color palette and what colors to include. So, creating a color palette is really easy as long as you understand the basic structure and the colors you need to include. By the end of the video you are going to know them both, so you will be ready to create your own color palette for your projects. Let's begin with a very basic question. Where does our color palette live? Well, our colors usually live in a separate file called master styles. Is where our typography lives as well. This file is going to be a library and is going to be linked to all the rest projects we are working. Now let's see how we organize the colors within the color palette. A color palette consists of 7 groups, or in other words, we divide the colors in 7 categories. The first group is the primary colors. This is the color you mainly use through the app. The second category is the secondary colors. This is the color you use for secondary actions or floating actions through your app. The third group is the complementary colors. These are colors that provide some kind of feedback to the user. For example, a danger text. Then we have the grayscale colors. Every app uses a variety of grays through the UI components for different reasons. Next are the surfaces color. These are colors that are used for background and surfaces of UI elements. Next, we have the on colors, which are colors that color the text which is placed above any of the previous colors mentioned. So, what you have to remember is that on colors usually refer to the typography or strokes. The next part and last one are the additional colors. These are colors that are used specifically from your app and they do not belong in any of the previous categories. So here comes the next question. How do you choose the colors of a color palette? Well, there are some different occasions here. First of all, you might have it already defined from your partner you work with. Secondly, you may just have the logo or a branded element of your partner and you can easily extract the colors from the logo. Third option is my favorite, is when you're free to create whatever color palette you want. So you can search the web for inspiration or use some very nice tools online in order to create your desired color palette. Now comes a tricky question. How do I deal with a partner that has a strange color under his logo? Well, in that point, we need to clarify that digital products are totally different from printed ads or leaflets, and what usually changes is the typography. So, with that in mind, you must always remember that you are the product design manager of the project and it's your responsibility to always respect the accessibility standards. Now, there are several things you can try in order to solve your problem. First of all, you might want to, sorry for the birds, you might want to choose a darker shade of the given color. Next, you might want to create some gradients or mix the color with a darker one in order to have a different color and see if that works for you. If nothing of the above works, then you need to choose a different color from the same family. For example, if you had a green that you could not use in your UI, let's make a competitor analysis, see how other brands are dealing with green under their primary color, and then you might want to choose a very different green that can solve your problem and you can use it in your UI. So let's assume that we have to design for the following partner. We see his logo on the screen and we can easily extract the following colors. Now, if you don't know how to do that, there are many tools online and in Figma as well, but you can always use your color picker as well. So if we look closer to the logo, we can see that the most important parts, which are the icon of the airplane and the travel word, are colored with that dark blue. And then the rest of the logo is white and another lighter blue. So I'm going to use that dark blue as a primary color, and then I'm going to use the lighter blue as my secondary color. We usually define two more shades of our primary and secondary colors. This is because sometimes we want to differentiate somehow the UI, but we do not want to escape from the color family. In order to achieve that, I'm going to use a Figma plugin, but there are many good plugins on the web as well. So let's create 6 shades of our primary color. Then the next step I need to do is to define which is my dark shade and which is my light shade. I'm going to name each of these colors with the name of the group / the name of the shade. So, for example, for the base color that I used in order to create the shades, its name is going to be primary / base. For the light color, it's going to be primary / light, and for the dark color, it's going to be primary / dark. By following the same procedure, we can easily extract the secondary colors and the grayscale colors. Have in mind, for the grayscale colors, we usually use up to 5 or 6 shades. Let's move on to the complementary colors. Now, complementary colors are colors that are used to provide some kind of feedback to the user, and they usually have globally recognized colors. Such feedback is a success message, an error message, a warning message, or an information. Next on are surface colors. Now, under the surface colors, we have 2 colors, the background and the surface. The background colors appear behind a scrollable content, and it is usually a very light gray. Now, the surface color affects surfaces of components such as cards, models, bottom sheets, and is usually white. Next on are the on colors. Now, the on colors are primarily used for typography and strokes. This category has the on the name, referring to the fact that they color elements that appear above a layer which have one of the following colors: our primary color, a danger color, a surface, or a background color. So, when a color appears on top of a primary color, then this color is called on primary. Under the on colors, we have the on primary and on secondary colors, if the text is going to be shown above these colors, and this is usually white. Then we have the on surface and on background colors, which is for text that appear above our surface and background colors. For on surface and on background colors, we usually have a second subcategory, and this is the high emphasis and the low emphasis on surface and on background colors. So we are going to divide them on surface high emphasis and on surface low emphasis, and the same for the on background color as well. The last category are the additional colors. As I mentioned before, additional colors are colors that are used specifically from your app, and they do not belong in any of the previous categories. Please have in mind that it's very good option to keep them up to 3, because then you are going to have a multicolor app, and that might cause many problems. As a bonus, I have shared with you a Notion page in the description of the video with all the details of the video. If you like that lesson, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you on the next lesson of the series.